Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another video on Oracle, and this time we are going to discuss Oracle Database, and especially we'll try to understand multi-tenant architecture and Oracle Apex as well. So it will be beneficial for the Oracle Database administrators, newcomers who don't know about multi-tenant architecture, and those who are trying to install Oracle Apex. What are the benefits for them in this type of architecture as compared to traditional single database installation? Okay, so we will be discussing about the CDB, CDB, because this terminology is important because we will be using it. CDB is container database, and PDB is part of CDB, which is pluggable database. And same time we will be discussing about the licenses, impact of licenses on installation as a single database, the traditional, which we were doing before. So if you need 3 databases, you will install 3 databases. But in this case, we will install 3 PDB. So it will be a single installation, and the benefits as well, right? Okay, let's move. Multi-tenant architecture. Because traditional, I'm not going to discuss, that is well known to everyone. So which is a single database, that's it. There is nothing like this. So in this container database, we will be having a CDB when we will install it, which will name as CDB $root, this one, okay? And there will be one PDB as well with PDB $seed. This is also, you can call it as a template. You will not be using it, but you will be able to create your PDBs from this as a template. So let's say, for example, we created 3 PDB, PDB1, PDB2, PDB3. Why you will be creating PDB1, PDB2, PDB3? It is just an independent database. If you've used MySQL for a long time, it is there. These features are there, multiple databases within MySQL. It was there. So Oracle introduced this feature in 12C, 12.1, right? So from there onward, we have this multi-tenant architecture, and we can create multiple database within our CDB. So this is a container, right? Within container, we can have further databases. The benefits, of course, there are benefits like administration, centralized administration of, let's say, multiple databases, or you can also call it segregation of duty. Segregation of duty, this is a CDB administrator here, it will be, but you will have, or you can have DBA for this, DBA for this, DBA for this. So let's assume in PDB1 you are having HR and payroll, for example. In the second you have sales data. In third one you have something else. I mean, maybe you have Oracle Apex or something like that, right? This is one way doing it. Let's say, for example, you don't have anything else. You are only installing Oracle Apex. So you are having Oracle Apex over here, which is your production. This will be your test. This is your development. So you can even create or clone your one PDB to another PDB, or you can even create them as a refreshable, manual or automatic, just like materialized views. So let's say, for example, you want to clone straightforward, you can just clone. You want to give a database to a new consultant or developer or something like that, and you don't want to give them something which is of course the production one, so you can just create in with a single command. Otherwise, if you need a separate database, you will be doing a lot of steps, right? So here it's simple. You can create another Apex. Another way is, let's say, for example, another benefit. You are having few applications of Oracle Apex which are in 20, version 20. Another you want to create new one which will be 23, right? So you can even keep that way as well, different version and different PDBs. So consider this PDB is an independent Oracle database, but these are connected like this and can be managed from here as well. Now, for example, you have some maintenance work over here. Stop this PDB just like a database, patch it, whatever, it will not affect any other PDB or CDB, right? So it will be upgraded or patched or whatever. Let's say, for example, you had Apex 20, you want to bring it to latest version, you can bring it up, right? Okay, now another way is, let's say, for example, you have a PDB, you worked here, right? You want to transfer this PDB to another instance or someone else, or maybe, but that should have also the same version and database. So then you can plug this database. That's why it is pluggable, right? Just like USB, you plug it. Okay, so you will just plug this PDB over there and that's it. Okay, so this is how this architecture is helpful. And another point, I'm sure since Oracle has already started multi-tenant, so gradually that existing or traditional single database will be removed. So better to start it now, learn it now. You will become expert in it. Don't just avoid it. It's not difficult. It's easy. Okay. So you have different access. The way you want to manage your databases. This will be a CDB administrator on the top level who will be able to access different. It is just like you have different level of users, right? So in the traditional database architecture, what you are doing, you are creating different schemas, you are creating their table spaces, so you are trying to manage or segregate data. But at certain level, let's say for example for backups, it will be a single DBA, right? Who will have access to all. So things like that you can manage now. So for example, this one is HR PDB administrator, this one is sales. So they both can't access because these are separate databases. So this is your seat PDB, this is HR, and this is sales, right? And this is two different applications. Software is one. You have installed 19C software, that's it. But databases are separate. So I mean, and even they have separate data files. You will keep in the separate paths. You can keep on the separate drive as well on your same machines. Certain things they share, but that is not a problem at all because that is at CDB level. Okay, let's see the features. So all metadata, I mean related to the databases, and there's a metadata that will be in the CDB root. Each PDB will have system, sysux table spaces. See, it's just like a database, right? Temp table space is optional, right, in the PDB because it is there on the CDB. So, but still you can create in this PDB as well. Sys of CDB only can start and stop CDB. PDB use undo table space under root CDB, right? Okay. Alert log centralized of CDB. So in one, it's the CDB level is centralized management. Let's say you have multiple database. Now you also need to think, let's say for example, you are providing hosting to the different companies and they need separate databases. So I'm coming towards the licensing part or the cost part, which will be the next slide, but you have to consider that one as well. You will not install all the software and it will be consuming too much space. Better to install one software and then manage multiple PDBs. Okay, and PDBs are refreshable. So let's say, for example, you want to create a database for testing or let's say development, whatever you want, you can call it. And these are refreshable with the production. Very simple. When you want to refresh, class. That's it. Read only. Even you can keep for reporting or dashboards. You can keep read only, and it will be just for reporting. Very simple. And if you see here, see the command. So pluggable database, this PDB admin, this is identified by this, and this is the path, and PDB created. There are different sentences how you want to clone it, or from where you want to plug it there. That you can provide, right? You can just Google it out. I don't want to go into that syntaxes and all those things, because the purpose of this video is not exactly the technical, but it is some sort of architectural or understanding from the high level. Okay, now the most dangerous part or important part, which is licensing. Normally, companies, they don't understand or they don't know, so they are stuck with the licensing. Now let me explain how licensing works without PDBs and with PDBs. So let's say, for example, you are having standard enterprise edition, this one, right? So here you have this licenses, and this is per processor license, right? 47,500. I'm not considering this is a list price. Whatever discounts someone or any company is offered, that is something different. But these are standard list prices, which are globally available and on the internet, right? So this is the price, and you will be getting the same price. Now, let's say, for example, you need 3 databases, right? So you need enterprise license, right? 3 databases, I'm saying. So you need 3 licenses for 3 databases, right? Because you need 3 databases, 3 enterprise. So just multiply it. Now, Oracle 12c, somewhere it was mentioned 1, but it is there in 12c as well, 12.2 and 19c. Oracle is providing with the license 3 PDBs as a part of license. 3 PDBs are free with the enterprise license. That means if I need 3 databases, I will just buy 1 enterprise license and can install 3 databases. Wow, not a bad deal. Now, if you need additional, see, multi-tenant, this is now you have to come here. More than 3, then you need to add more cost. But up to 3 PDBs are part of single license, which is this one. Okay, simple. So I think this will give you further detail what exactly you are going to do or what you are going to use it. Now there can be a concern that we have only one database, which is very rare, because you need desk server, you need development server databases. So ideally you will not keep only one database. So even if you are having single database, so why to have this one? Because maybe tomorrow, future expansion or any enhancement, you need a separate database for that. So better to go with the multi-tenant architecture installation, right? Okay, another thing, because since this slide is in front of me, what happens normally, because this licensing compliance is the responsibility of each organization, and database administrators, they must, because management, they will not know exactly the technical things, right, until they are not informed. Because for them it's a database, it's application, they are doing sales, that's it, they are happy. But when if Oracle will start audits, because they can trigger audit of any organization or any company at any time, and they do, then they will be running the scripts and now I'm telling you the tricky part of lessons, which is uh, when you are having a single license. If you see here, Oracle has provided these separate licenses. Why? Because you need to add these if you want to use these features. Let's say, for example, if you want advanced compression, oh, wow, you need separate additional license. I'm saying additional means you have the enterprise and then you need this one, right? See, enterprise edition options. Okay, so in enterprise you need to add licenses for these, otherwise it will be zero, right? Database enterprise management, wow. See, so what happens normally, sometimes there are certain features in your database which are by default enabled, but those need licenses. So before going into production, things like that, do a proper audit of your database features which are licensed or not licensed before moving, and later, if there's any audit or legal matters, things like that, it's not something any company can afford, right? Okay, this was the licensing part. A CDB with one PDB single tenant is currently the only certified deployment for. Now I'm coming towards Oracle EBS. If I can see, till now I'm not able to see that real benefit for Oracle EBS to be multi-tenant. But yes, moving to multi-tenant is good, because next upgrade you might need to be having advantage, because it is here only providing single PDB. So multiple PDBs are not yet certified with the EBS. Okay, it is not planned to be certified or supported for Oracle with 19C, right? And now in 19C, a non-CDB architecture is not planned to be certified. So you have to go to CDB, although you will not get, or you are not getting exact PDB's benefits. So ideally the PDB was, let's say for example, if I have PDB1, my EBS version 12.2, and for test, or I'm going to clone it, or for the reporting purpose, PDB2. Yeah, but at the moment, since it is single, so you will not get benefit, but in 19C you need it. So you have to plan accordingly. Okay, now at least you have understanding of this multi-tenant architecture. Actually, tenant is someone who who's getting a property on rent, right? Tenant, right? So multi-tenant. So here, multi-tenant, just like you are having a tenant PDB or a database, you are plugging, giving on rent some space, something, rent it. You can plug it off anytime, something independent unit. Just like in a building, you have multiple people in different flats living over there. They have independent, home or flats, but still you have a centralized control as well. So just compare or link it to that sort of structure, then you will understand. Okay, where is as compared to one hall where everyone is there, or if you need another hall, you have to create another. It is just like same. Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll be installing Oracle 19C software, and then we will be practicing it, how to create PDBs, how we can clone them, how we can different management with them, how we can stop them, how we can start them, and then in addition to that, once we have that sort of structure of PDBs, then we will install Oracle Apex on, let's say, one or two PDBs, and then we'll see, okay, what are the benefits we are getting out of those PDBs, or multiple Oracle Apex installations, or we can install one PDB, Apex in one PDB, and then in the second we will say this is for development, or this is for testing, or something like that. some sort of playing with multi-tenant architecture and database in order to understand in a better way, right? Going to install Oracle 19c database, and for that we need database configuration assistant, and we will launch it. 19c, it's 19.3 version. Okay, now database configuration assistant, it is showing steps 1 of 14, and select the operation that you want to. So I'm going to create a database, right? So let's move, and now initializing default configuration. It will just fill all these fields with the default configuration like paths, etc. So this is the global database name, ORCL. I'm not going to change it at the moment. This is administrative password, so we need to provide this. Okay, and right, I've entered the password, and I will keep these paths as paths of these files as it is. Here you have an option storage type where you have automatic ESM or file system. I will go with the file system, and then I have create as container. Now here there's a difference, right? So if I will uncheck, this is traditional database which will be without CDB and PDBs, right? So I am going to go with CDB, which is multi-tenant architecture, and pluggable database name. So this will be, there will be a CDB. So let me create one. Let's say for example, uh, PDB 01. So this will be my first PDB, right? And I'm not going to the advanced configuration, and let's proceed with the next. Okay, here it has allocated all these details, where pluggable database is PDB 01, and this is our SID ORCL, right? You can save this response file, or we will just click the finish. Okay, let's move with the finish because I remember the information. Okay, now it is creating the database for us, and this will be CDB. So the purpose of this video, or this I mean couple of videos might be, is to give awareness of this multi-tenant architecture where we will have one CDB and multiple PDBs. As I've shared in the last video, that 3 PDBs are free included in the license, and if you will exceed more than 3, then you need to buy more license for the PDBs, right? For the pluggable database, not as a whole, but only for that multi-tenant feature license that will be required additional. So now it will install the database. It might take some time for sure. And then what we are going to do, uh, first we have a CDB. After this installation we will have, and we will have a PDB. Then our first thing will be to connect with these CDBs as well as PDBs, right? We will see, okay, how we can connect, how we can switch, how we can start, how we can shut down PDB or database, all these things. Once we are comfortable with that, we will create another PDB. So then we will have two PDBs. So that PDB which we will create, with, I might say, let's say for example, it will be uh, template based from PDB seed, and other what we will do, another one we will create maybe from another database or something like that. We'll see how we can move forward. uh, in this PDBs, then we will go with Oracle Apex installations. We'll see, we want to do multiple installation, I mean multiple version installation, same version but in multiple PDBs, something like that. So uh, okay, one more thing, please don't confuse that. Okay, let's say there are two or three PDBs, then you can just like uh, access data between or among these databases, just like you can query from one database. No, consider it's a totally separate database, and if you have to connect, you need DB links. Okay, so it's not something that, okay, if CDB is one, so you can access. No, you need database links. Okay, so that we will also try to cover how we can connect to from one PDB to another PDB. uh, then we will see, okay, something on CDB level, what kind of activities can be done at the level of CDB or the administrator of CDB. Okay, and then individual database administrator of a PDB. Mm. So, and at the same time, we will sort of export PDB as well as in to plug somewhere else, and this will give us exact idea how we can save license cost, how we can I mean how we can have segregation of duties or better management, um, security, then cloning. Sometimes you need to do testing or you need some sort of development or whatever, so you can do cloning as well. And another thing I would try to do, maybe one PDB, we will make it read only. So that will give us an idea that, let's say, for example, if we have a production database and we have a read only cloned PDB. So any reporting or something like that, we will give that sort of PDB, and the other one will be our production transaction PDB, right? So this is how we will move. Let's see how much it will take time. So I might pause video over here in order to avoid long video as well. So we'll see how we can save our time. I might cut the video, or I will see, let's say, if it can quickly move. But normally after some time it will move, because here it is normally copying data files. See, copying data files, yes, and see it is just jumping, so we don't need to stop the video and let it go. Let me see the details. Okay, in progress. Prepare for DB, right? So what is happening now? Prepare for DB operation. Okay, done. Copying data file, because this is around, I think if I'm not wrong, 3 to 4 GB. If that is done, then create and starting. Okay, now this performance or speed of installation and all this, it will depend purely on your PC or the server where you are installing it. Uh, eh, the one I am using, it is Windows 11, and it is on SSD. So, and I have good memory over here around, it is having 32 GB. So your performance or speed might be plus or minus, it depends on your hardware specifications. So I'm just waiting for this in order to complete at least this installation, and then we will have experiments, sort of our lab activities, that we will perform different experiments in by creating PDBs, by deleting PDBs, stopping, starting, everything. So again, from 31% it will jump for sure. And sometimes, let's say, for example, if you have totally single database, then okay, traditional still can, I mean, good enough. So if you see here, we install the software or the binaries once, and now we can install with the same software three databases. I mean, 3D database. Of course, we can have more PDBs, but Three databases in a sense that in the same license. So just imagine how much it will save cost for you. And if you are not comfortable as a database administrator with a multi-tenant architecture, you will lose money for your company, right? So don't waste money. It is very easy, it is straightforward, and of course, if you know managing single database, you can manage three databases as well. There's no point that there will be any challenge. So the concepts are same, table spaces, everything is same. The only thing is now you have a centralized CDB on the top, and from there you can create. It's just like root database, and then under root there are multiple. It is this concept is there in MySQL. I mean, it's not something new that, but yes, Oracle introduced in it. It was announced in year 2012, but I think these features of multi-tenant were released in 2013. So it started with 12C, I think 12.1 version, and then it is first. I think if I'm not wrong, it was only one PDB was allowed in 12C, but maybe later now it is also three in 12C as well. But I don't know exactly. But in 19C there are three PDBs which you can create. So there will be a seed PDB, and then you will have three PDBs which will be your own creation, because seed is default PDB and you can't delete that as well. That is a template, I think. I have never deleted, but of course it is a template. So you now it is 36%. So what it is doing now, creating and starting Oracle instance. Okay, now it is creating the instance. When you will install multiple PDBs, you will have separate, let's say for example, connection string, and then you can connect with that connection string, and that's it, right? I think after this one, it will be very straightforward and quickly it will complete. 36%. So how much time it took, you can just get an idea after seeing the length of the video, that how much time it took. And most probably it will take around, if I'm not wrong, 10 minutes, something like that. Even I don't know how much already spent. Oh yeah, time is there here. See here, it is showing. So yeah, it is around 7:22 at the moment. Okay, 19C. So pluggable database, let's say for example, you are hosting different companies' data. It will be a good solution for that, and it will, I mean, otherwise you have to keep all the companies, every company's data in a single database by separating them using schemas. But again, if you are having separate databases, you can plug in, you can plug out, you can take backup separately, you can upgrade versions of, let's say for example, if you have Apex application and all those things, and at the same time uh, if let's say for example you want to make it shut down, you can make it shut down. So without disturbing other PDBs, other databases. So it is really, I mean, beneficial for any company. Otherwise, let's say, for example, once I have to apply some patch and okay, make it shut down, and so all the business might suffer. And in the same, let's say, for example, within company, you have multiple applications. You have HRMS, you have sales, you have something else. So you can have separate databases. So, I mean, you will not disturb outside your database. So your database is shut down, start up, whatever. So now it is 43%, and creating and starting this instance still it is there. So I don't know what it did that it moved to 43%, but all checks are same still. Mm, nothing there. But it's a process page, and then finish. So now at the moment, if you see here, it is just installing the database. It is not installing binaries or things like that. It is already installed, but still it is taking time. 43%. Now 46%, and uh, creating and starting Oracle instance succeeded. Now it is completing database creation and then creating pluggable databases. Okay, so here it will create a pluggable database and then editing post configuration actions. Good. So you have to understand this concept without PDBs. That is your old traditional database creation, straightforward. But if you will go toward this multi-tenant architecture, then you will have a CDB, then you will have PDBs. So all these details I have in another video where I have explained all the architecture and their cost and licenses and all those things. I will share the link in the description or some other locations as well, but at least you must go through that video in order to understand, because objective is to understand, or I mean, have the concepts. Once you have concepts clear, then it is straightforward. So the purpose is to give you the concepts, because installation it is straightforward. So you need to plan, you need to find the requirements of your company, that what exactly you need and at what cost. I mean, don't forget the cost factor. If let's say, for example, one processor is for one database is 47,000 USD, and instead of this pluggable database PDB, you purchase three database licenses. That means 47,000 multiplied by 3 plus support. So just imagine, and it's really sometimes risky as well. If you don't know, sometimes lack of information is also not helpful to the company. For you, it's okay. You don't know. You might say, I don't know. I was not aware. But again, to the company, it will cost. Okay, database, completing database creation. It is still happening. So around 50%, 51% is completed. I think this is my first installation on this machine. Earlier, I have not installed Oracle Database on this PC at least. This first time. So even this performance benchmark will be first time or something new for me, because I never tried on this. It is an HP machine, just desktop, not a server. Okay, completing. So again, it is at 51%, taking some time. It will again take some time on PDBs. Once this CDB is created, then I think on PDBs it will not take much time. Progress page. Oh, great. Now it is unpluggable database. 54%. Now, database creation complete. For detail, check the log files. Add this. Password management. So, okay, all database accounts except sys and system are locked. Select the password management button to view a complete list of locked accounts to manage the database. Okay, why not? Let's click. Okay, so all these accounts are locked. Okay, no problem. We have no worry about it. Okay, and close. Database. So first, let me see command prompt to use SQL Plus, and I have entered or provided basic commands on my portal website, which will be under, this is Oracle Apex. Here we are covering Oracle Apex, and this is Oracle Databases, right? And in Oracle Databases we have, this is multi-tenant video, and these are the commands. I will be adding commands over here which are just normally day to day in usage. So let's say, for example, we have database installed, and let's try. So the thing to keep in mind that if you have to log into CDB, then you can use SQL Plus. Let me show you SQL Plus. This way, where you are saying this is operating system authentication, but this way it will connect to CDB. You can't connect like this with your PDB. because normally people they install, so they try to log in with this. For that you need to enter here username and connection string, right? So this is my CDB. So if you see here on the left side, we have the commands. So you can try these commands. For example, this will give you the current connection, right? Wait, I think there is underscore missing over here. This is context. Okay, now corrected. So I will make correction over here as well. I think this was, wait a moment. So this one had, okay, now this is correct. Better to correct it now, otherwise I will forget it. Okay, so this way it is telling you are connected to CDB root. And then if you want to check the global name of your database, it was Oracle ORCL, right? Okay, now let us see PDBs. So show PDBS, pluggable databases. Okay, so as I had mentioned that there will be one default which is PDB $seed. This is a template based. It is not for use. It is just a template where which is used to create more PDBs. So since when we were creating CDB, we also added one PDB. Now, if you see here the open mode, it is mounted. That means still you can't use it because this is in mounted status, right? Not open. So we will open as well, right? So if you see here on the left side, I have one command given over here, copy, sorry, I don't know what is copied, copy, right? And here since it is PDB01, so for us it is PDB01 now, right? Alter pluggable database PDB01, which is there, the third number, open. Let's try. Okay, what it says, pluggable database altered. Now let me show the PDBs. Now it is read write. Okay, until it is not read write, you can't use it. You can't install Apex or anything else, right? So first you need to open it to make it read write, right? Okay, now the next question is how to connect it. I mean, we have installed a database. Now we need to connect it, right? For that, we need to create connection string, right? So let me go to net configuration assistant. Okay. Now we have to connect to this PDB01. So here, local net add. Okay, service name. What is my service name? PDB01. This one, right? Next, localhost, because this is my local machine. Okay, and yes, perform a test. Let's do a test as well. So I will be giving system and my password, which I had given at the time of installation. Let's see. Test successful. Excellent. Now this is PDB01. I will keep the same as it is, right? And next, would you like to another? No, right? And that's it. Finish. Okay, now let me do exit and let me do TNS ping PDB01. Okay, so it is getting connected. So let me now do SQL plus, where I will say, let me connect as a sys, and my password was Oracle. Let me write it over here and here, right? Now this connection is PDB. Now let me say show PDBS. See, now it is not showing that seed because this is not CDB system administrator or DBA, right? This is PDB01 sys user. So each PDB will have sys at system. So they can do database administration or management or administration, whatever. So now you are connected to PDB01. Okay. Which will be PDB02. So let me connect first and SQL plus. This I am connected to the CDB as sysdba, right? Show PDBs. Let me show you. This is the PDB, right? We have only this one, PDB01. So let me now add another one. So first we will be using our configuration assistant, and we can have scripts as well, which we will be dealing as well. So if you see here, we have create database, and we will go to this option, manage pluggable database, because already we have the database, right? The CDB is already there. Now we need to add another or create a pluggable, right? So let me do this one. Here it says create a pluggable database, delete a pluggable database, unplug a pluggable database, configure a pluggable database. So we are going to add, right? Okay. So this is our container CDB, the global database name. So let me now connect, right? And next. Okay, so here it is telling you create a new pluggable database from another PDB. These are the features of PDB, so you have to be careful about it. So how you want to create? So if I will create from here, that means I am cloning, right? Because this is if I'm creating a copy of this, that means so let's say, for example, you have an database PDB01 with Apex, and you are creating another PDB. That means there's some sort of test instance or whatever you can call it, a production instance. Or so how is it? So I will say the seeded one. Create pluggable database from an unplugged PDB. So there is another option. This is from the templates which PDBs are already there in your database. But here you can say pluggable database from an unplugged PDB. So you can bring a PDB from another instance, right? And just plug. So let's say, for example, you are having Oracle Apex application, which you have to, give someone or install or sell or whatever. So this is another way to give them the full ready-made Apex running solution with Apex installed, with your application, data, everything, whatever is there, which you want to give to them. So, okay, let me click this one. So here what you have the option, create as clone, create from PDB archive, create using file set, pluggable. So if you have file sets, you can even create from their data files and all those things. Wow, everything is there, guys. So let me create from here because I want to show you. So here I will name it PDB02, right? And create a new administrator user name, administrator password, right? Here I can't, so I have to give it, right? So my administrator password will be, let's say, for example, PDB02. Let me say PDB02 underscore ADMN, admin, right? I will add I as well, so I will not spell it wrong. Good. Move. Create default user table spaces. Okay, go ahead. Okay, and finish. Now it is going to create PDB from our seed PDB. So prepare for PDB, that's it. I think it should not take much time because completing pluggable database creation. Okay, now once we'll create, let me keep it aside and we will be coming here. Show PDBs, right? So PDB02 is there now, but let it get finished. Then we need to configure it SQLnet as well. Connection string, right? So let it complete. Okay, let me go here. Done. Wow. Now, if I need to connect to PDB02, I need another connection string, right? Now, there are two ways. One, you can go direct to tnsnames.ora. You can copy paste existing, or we will use net, because let us first use GUI and then we will might have a separate session for the command line. So this one, add PDB02, right? Next, localhost, right? You want to perform test? It's okay. We'll test it over there. And now it is added to your tnsnames.ora. Right, finish. Now I will exit it. SQL plus sys Oracle _123 @PDB02 as sysdba. Wow. Now we have two databases. And same way, I can add the third one as well. So let me add because it just later we will use these for Apex. Same way. And by the way, to add using command line, it's a single command, not lengthy steps you need to do. Okay. Since three are supported, sorry, I will add it as sys. So I will do from here, and next pluggable PDB03. Okay, this is my PDB03 _ ADMIN, right? Administrator PDB. Okay, nothing, we are going to change anything here. And if you see here, let me do it like this. Because this is the second one. Now I need to go back and connect to the CDB. Show PDBs. Wow. So connection ID is 5 because one is your CDB, second is your PDB seat, third, fourth, fifth. Okay. And you can create PDBs. Okay, right. Refreshable, just like materialized views. So let's say for example, you have you want to give a database for reports or something like that. You can even create a PDB which will be refreshable from your primary PDB, right? So now we have 3 PDBs created. That means now licensing point of view, I have consumed one enterprise license. This is now if I need another PDB, then I need another license for pluggable databases or multi-tenant. There is separate heading for that. And it is not equivalent to enterprise license. It is less, I believe. If I'm not wrong, you can check, but it is less. Right? So then you can add more pluggable databases.